What's up, YouTube? God4Man221 here, and welcome back to another Company of Heroes 2 Season 3 episode. We're getting closer and closer to the British every day here, it seems like. And we're playing with the same team, actually, with Lipton, Nick, and me. We played a match, actually, on the new map, Pavlov's house. This was a match, actually, before it, so that's why the team is the same. Anyway. So basically, we are playing on, I think it's Lienne Forest is technically the name. It's a German spelling. So basically, Nick and Lipton, this is again the Soviets, are going to push to the left side of the town here, and my job is going to be to hold the middle and harass along the right side here. Maybe take the VP away every now and then, but really focus on holding our fuel and basically holding our fuel. Yep, that's a big thing. Hold the fuel for dear life. Fuel is so important in this game. And it's 7 fuel too. Now, yeah, think about it. The average point here on this game is 3 fuel, so 2 of those equal a major fuel. So, yeah, but it's just that gives 7 fuel. Anyways, so you can see Nick is already, or sorry, Lipton is the American player. Has already put troops in this house here, turning the knights to the enemy. All you need to do is come along this side here, where they only can shoot you with 2 windows here, and just start pouring fire in that way. You can see the troops are pouring in fire here. Pretty cool. And then you can see the rifleman and the Maxim. Looks like the Maxim crew is actually on his own here. Anyway, I've actually been attacked here by a Pioneer squad. Yeah, that's not going to work out too well for you. I got a lot of riflemen here, and he's in negative cover. You can see the broken shield there. He's forced to pull back. So I'm laying down some barbed wire here, one of many. And I say, you know what? If they're not going to have someone man this middle here, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to start pushing them back. Expose their flank. So I'm trying to decide what to do. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get behind their lines here. And we run into these guys. Yeah, they're not going to win that fight. They're negative cover, but we're negative cover. But we outnumber them like 2 to 1. And I'm going to hop my guys in. This is really a train station. Let's go back to the fighting over here. Maxim's in. It's actually beating that. Yes, hands down beating the MG42. Anyway, as I have forces over here in the house, I'm getting shot at. I'm getting hit by these guys right here. And yeah, you can see that we're actually going to win that fight, even though they are in cover. I don't understand why my men aren't in cover here, technically. Okay, I guess we're on top of the trench there. Anyway, the problem that's really bad is that this is our retreat point, but I also have units right here helping to shoot them from both sides. So they're surrounded here, so the purple player was pushed back here. I'm up against an MG42 to help just push them off this point here. And the longer I can hold these guys up in the middle, the more time I'm giving Nick and Lipton to secure the town by putting barbed wire down like this. This is exactly what they should be doing while I'm stalling the enemy here. And actually, Nick is going to hop in here pretty soon. He doesn't want me to lose my squad. I was flanking. I'm just going to start shooting the MG with our rifles here. So I can just shoot the MG42. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to get shot by these guys. And Nick's going to tell me to hop out, and he's going to hop in to make sure we man that. They all start turning their fire on my flank here. And also, by pushing up so aggressively here early on, they've had to abandon this whole side. I haven't actually taken any of these points, which is really my fault, but I'm focusing in the middle. It's not that big a deal. And we're also giving ourselves time to put barbed wire up. Mine got run over by something. But yeah, the barbed wire is definitely going to help out, and they ought to really kind of push these guys back. Now, this town is pretty, pretty typical. They usually put MGs in these 2 buildings here. This one's a very popular one, actually, and on this side, if you're defending, you usually put an MG here. And a fighting position up here actually would be very good. I do think the fighting position should be able to be grenaded like a building. Like, it doesn't seem like the grenades work as well as if someone was in a small, trench like that. Fighting. Oh, it's basically a foxhole, let's just be honest. Well, I guess it's not really a foxhole. I mean, it kind of is a foxhole, but they're building it, so I always call it a foxhole. Anyway. Perfect counter to this, however, is a flak cap track. Yeah, I have nothing to counter that at this point. And he should definitely cancel upgrading that, I think, there. Yeah. Anyway, once again, I have no pressure here, so I'm just going to start taking points and capturing stuff later on. These guys are vet 1. Once they're vet 2, I can actually get 5 men in the squad, which is pretty awesome. More men to repair. And I have my troops kind of stationed up front. I do have my ambulance coming up with the same camo as before. Now there's 3 of them. They're a little upset about this. And keep in mind, this is a half track, right? It's going to take machine gun fire, and it's not going to do it, you know, it's not going to take it very well. And you can see Nick has a lot of mortars. No real enemy positions just yet to go from, actually, to be targeting. I guess they do have this house open now. And I've come for the same company. The rifle company is just so powerful right now. I'm a little disappointed because in this game, we had the US a year ago, and we only have 6 commanders. And let's be honest, 4 of the commanders you're going to use, and that's, you're going to use the infantry company. You're going to use airborne maybe. You're going to use the rifleman company and the armor company. You're not going to use the other 2 companies. I can't even tell you their names. That's how much I don't even use them because they're worthless. It seems like the Americans, and I want like more commanders for the Americans in the OKW. Like the Russians and the Soviets and the Wehrmacht have been in the game for 2 full years, right? And these guys have only been in for a year, but 6 commanders in that amount of time? Now, I like single player in games, don't get me wrong, but COH 2 is more of a multiplayer focused game. I like the air defense assault. I did a series on that. But if I had to, I would give up that single player experience to get like 12 commanders in the United States. Let's add some more units. So hopefully, I can't confirm this, but I thought I heard from somebody that the United States is getting the Pershing. You can see my allies are getting pushed back by 3 guys over here as I just take over the whole map. If the United States gets the Pershing, that's definitely a new commander. So that'll be really good. But we need more commanders to the OKW in the United States here. It's just too little, because all you really use, like Rifleman Company is the most popular one. And it's for good reason, because it's excellent. You have veteran riflemen, you have the heaviest armor the United States gets, and you also have white phosphorus. You don't get the really cool combat engineers, right? The combat engineers the United States gets with the breeze guns, but that's okay. Look at us wiping out these units here that are retreating. We just wiped out like 3 units. And now they have mortar half-track over here. They have 2 of them, actually. So they're going for, you know, going for armor. So I can't really do anything right now because my captain is suppressed, but I'm going to get him healed up and get ready. My captain's with my AT right now, and it might be good for me to get an AT gun in the middle. But I'll just play these games, you know. I don't mind capturing, you know, a couple of these territories just to force the purple player to try to combat them. I mean, my main focus is on holding this center here in our fuel. That's what I'm trying to protect. You know, if I get anything on this side, that's extra, right? Because, you know, we're gonna start hurting on VPs here. And look at the side of the building here. It is like, how is the building like even standing? There's like a, whoa, that's kind of creepy. There's a dead Russian, it looks like, in there. No, you have dead Russian, dead American. There's a lot of dead riflemen there. And I started to upgrade one of my guys with flamethrowers. We're gonna kind of test them out a little bit. You also have flamethrowers in this doctrine here. And I gotta get out of here. And they're just gonna start capturing all these territories here. Now, I am gonna actually wire off this part of this territory. They can run a tank through here, but it's pretty unlikely. So I have all my forces actually over here, and I'm going to start pushing over. You know, this is a point I want to secure. If I can keep this point, like put barbed wire around and tank traps, maybe even a fighting position, that would be pretty good. But they have the Panzer Sharks, so I got to be a little careful if possible. You know, got to be aware of that. Anyway, the AA half-track's out, guarding the center. We don't really have any problems. That early push, I mean, I know it didn't. It basically held them up in the middle for a little while. That's what was important. They've gone heavy on light vehicles, these half-tracks here. That could really backfire. Jackson comes out and is able to do a lot of damage to these, and they'll be in a lot of trouble. Anyway, they're suppressed here. They haven't been pinned yet. I don't know. All my infantry is actually over here. I'm getting ready to fight these guys, but I'm crossing the creek here, and it's got to be a little careful. Anyway, he's going to try to send some true sword to help support in the center, but I'm able to cut him off there. Now, the problem is, these guys have Panzer Strikes. And Panzer Strikes do explosive damage. And they're actually not that bad against infantry. So we'll see. They'll actually kill some of my troops here with their Panzer Shreks. Look at that, just killed one guy right there. He's in the back there. So I actually hate fighting these guys with Panzer Shreks without grenades. Now, first of all, this is a poor engagement for me. 1, I'm outnumbered. 2, my retreat path is right through the enemy. So I'd have to manually retreat over this way and then click the retreat button. So, bad engagements. That's what I'm actually doing right now. I just click the retreat button. And I'm actually going to lose this squad here if I'm not careful. This guy is vet too. I'm going to walk him faster. Don't want to have him do the forest gump, and I managed to retreat him that way. So that's actually, I'll get him out. Wow, vet 2. So that's being a little tactical there. You know, don't always just click the retreat button. Kind of figure out what path you guys are probably going to take. And look at that. I lose 2 men of that damn bazooka. Anyway, he's actually going to kill my ambulance right here, which is really bad. And I was not expecting that. So they have a lot of light armor here, so I've lost my ambulance. I even had my whole position set up here, and he was going to reinforce. And he got away without getting hit by my captain, so that's really bad. And I put up some barbed wire. I just want to hold this area here. I might put a fuel cache down later on, but I'm probably not. Now I'm floating a ton of manpower. Now, I only like to use manpower when I feel like I need it. I know you're not supposed to put like 2,000 manpower, but I can quickly reinforce these guys here. I'm going to grab another AT gun here, but I don't need to like suddenly spend a ton of it because I'm waiting for, you know, a Jackson to come out. And this damn Puma's back, and you guys engine destroyed. If you want to destroy that, that's fine, because those guys took it out. So I've actually lost my position here. I had a decent defensive position. I'm going to try to kill this Puma if I can. And I managed to wipe it out. So that was a big price he paid. That Puma was worth a lot more. And look at that, another Puma. I literally kill one and another one pops up. We're losing all our vehicles in the middle here. This is what this map tends to be. It tends to be more left focused. That's where the town is and the VP. So the VP's, I mean, that's where everything's focused on this side here. And next, gotta be careful. There's an AT here, and we have Lipton also over here. I actually got a couple of my troops trained up. Look at those guys in negative cover, just getting completely destroyed. And then you gotta be careful though, because check it out. There's a flak truck here. And he also has that very beat up AT. I'm gonna run forward here, and I just couldn't get to the AT in time. It would take just a second to kill it, and they're destroying us with light armor here. Thank goodness I have my AT here. So I have my AT here, and we're basically gonna start taking shots. The flak half track has to kind of, you know, close its flak back up to actually move, so it takes a little while. So we're gonna load and fire. I really do like the American AT. He's gonna pop smoke, and he actually got killed by, I think it was, yeah, it was my, no, it wasn't my AT. Something else killed that. Oh, it might have been, yeah, it was Nick's AT there. But I'm just dealing with all this infantry in the middle here, and I'm having trouble holding this right now. Like, I can take it, but then I take it, but they take it right back, basically. And I got white phosphorus down there, and I need an ambulance. I grabbed a Jackson first. That was the priority. But I need an ambulance to help reinforce my troops over here, because my ambulance got destroyed, and Lipton's ambulance doesn't actually have one, it looks like. They're pushing up. They're interfering with them building fuel caches, and meanwhile this side is pretty much defenseless. I didn't even realize, but you can actually wall off the stream here, so you can actually always flank around this little area right here. You can come down this area, and you can also come down the stream. So I'm just gonna start taking VPs back. I'm gonna keep fighting, and I am not moving my guys into the kill zone here with the MG. Just gonna force them back with the mortar there. And we have a Jackson out. Only gonna aim at tanks. I do not want my Jackson. I'm actually gonna destroy the AT here. Nick actually said wait a second, but I didn't hear him fast enough, so. Or Lipton was actually wanting the AT there, but if I'd heard him, I would have actually not destroyed that. But he's doing a good job helping me in the center, because Nick is kind of holding the left flank right now. And we only need the VPs. And there goes those guys. Gone. And I'm going to go... I figure that's kind of weakness right now. I'm going to go after their mortar half-tracks here. And look at that wheel almost like bounce funny. I know which way he's backing up. I'm just going to cut straight through the wall here. So that guy's done. We do have a Puma I have to worry about. There's another one of these guys right here. He's my next target. He actually got killed. I don't know what his Puma got killed by, but it got killed by something. I think it was... Yeah, oh, actually, my tank killed it. The Puma has very weak armor, that's right. So with my Jackson, this is very, this is very aggressive right here. I'm going to kill 2 mortar half-tracks with this Jackson, who still has not got Vet 1 after killing 2 mortar half-tracks. And I'm barely even watching down here. I'm not even watching it at all, actually. I'm just hoping for the best line my troops fight it out. I was watching up top here. If any of my men got too low, I would have retreated them. But, great. I mean, that was a great use of the Jackson there. They weren't expecting me, and they didn't have the AT. The AT was actually coming towards this area right here with their infantry, but all their light vehicles have been destroyed, except they just brought out a new Puma. But that's a lot of fuel down the drain, and we have equal fuel right now. Like, let's not get me wrong. It's not like the previous game where we controlled both fuels. Anyway, I wish I had trenches, which tell me I have all these riflemen just standing around in the open here. Now, I could build fighting positions, but those cost manpower. I know I have a lot of manpower too. I'm just floating some manpower, rainy day fun if I want to build some fuel cache or something. I should really have built a fuel cache. You look back on the gameplay and you see what you could have done, but you can only do your best when you're playing. Your hindsight's 20/20. When you look back on stuff, of course you're gonna realize that was a good thing or a bad thing. I just love running things over with my Jacksons. You can see me just running over like a little farmer's, farmer's market stand right there with some fruits. Just got run completely over. And yeah, he actually retreated. It looks like he picked up the machine gun there. You don't want to give the MG in there against us. It looks like there's a little house here, so it's not a very good building actually. Anyway, Nick is holding with his AT. He's got to be careful though. These guys keep flanking around this side here. So I was actually having these guys, I'm just going to have my rear echelon build some more wires there. Some barbed wire. But they got killed there. And they're actually attacking from both sides here. So they left off a bombing run there. Literally trying to build some sandbags for me. And they're throwing all those grenades, and they're actually killing some of my men. What I really need is I need a tank trap in the front, and then some barbed wire, because we could see a Puma could just attack me there. I have no problem retreating my men like 20 feet back to our commander here to reinforce and heal up. And what makes a difference is I have a second Jackson now. Oh, I have an easy 8 out. This is like one of my favorite tanks. It is good against infantry. It's not great. It's not like an M4A3 Sherman. It's M4A3E8 Sherman. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Wow. But it's not the standard M4 Sherman. It doesn't have the HE shell, so it's basically a tank killer. It's a 76mm gun versus the regular Sherman's gun. Check it out. What is the regular? I think Lipton will actually pull out a regular Sherman. We'll get to see it in a little bit here. Here's one. So Sherman has a 75mm. This is a 76 main gun. It's definitely stronger. That gun looks a lot, this is more of the Sherman's more of a multi-purpose. You can see the Puma's not even managing to kill his frontal armor there. It's barely breaking through it. Actually just bounced off twice. See, it just bounced off right there. So they're going a lot of... Right now they're trying to snipe. They have a lot of Pumas, and it looks like they have a Yak Panzer there. But that's okay, so I put barbed wire down. I guess the priority is to stop the infantry, but they can still run that over. So yeah, if I was infantry coming, I would have built a lot of sandbags around here. But you can see I've actually severely, my manpower is down to about 400 now, so I'm not floating that much. Because this guy costs, 380, that's a decent amount. I'm going to find a position a little bit further back here to kind of protect my left flank here in case they charge. But overall, yeah, we're winning this fight. We're like down the center of the map here. Like, we own this territory, they own that territory. It's just like a free-for-all almost. Anyway, the Puma's gonna... I'm like... I literally said this moment, I just built that. Are you serious? Anyway, I damaged his engine. And I decided to get the pack howitzer. I've used this a couple times. This thing is amazing. It is just absolutely great. I was actually playing a match earlier today on... It's like Res Winter. And that, I was actually against this. It did a lot of damage to me. But it was an hour-long match. It was just like it was back and forth. He's actually cutting my barbed wire. That's scum. Look at all this infantry that are going to like hit my flank here. And it was just I want to show you guys a little more entertaining matches than just an hour match where we're going back and forth. Just an artillery duel. You guys didn't like that on the... you guys didn't like the supporting role as much. Like some of you did, but some of you didn't on the supporting role. On that newer map, that was like a pure thing. Like I was at all those Sherman, I had all those priests. Look at me, I'm getting like this is a poor engagement by my tanks here, and I'm like, if I can get away with this, this is great. I hands down just lost to a Stug. Now I get it, the Stug is like 60 fuel, and my tank destroys 125 fuel. He got the first shot there. Let's keep that in mind. And my armor slightly tilted, but come on, EA. I'll just call him EA. Okay, it's 90 fuel, right? So I have my tank costs 35 more fuel. It should be able to beat you. No vengeance on either one of them. So I killed an Oswin, and I lost a Jackson. So you know what that means? Another Jackson's coming out. Look at that Katusha. We just don't care, you know. The farmer's market, there's this little hut there where we like, I don't know, his greenhouse, I don't know, whatever he grows there. I like how this little, like, he's got a little house here, and it's a nice little section right here. You got a nice little farmer's market, machine gun nest. In the shade, though, so we get some shade from the sun, right? Anyway, this is just, I have this on fire well. I'm barely directing its barrages. And it's damaging these guys. There's a machine gun right here. It's damaging the building right here. I basically want to collapse this building if I can. Anyway, the massive blob, I see it, and it's going to come flank me from this side. I don't really have a whole lot to stop it at the moment. I'm actually kind of flanking around this way, and I'm calling artillery down to kind of stop them from coming through this area here. But I got the captain, so I'm good at AT, but I'm not good against... I'm not good against the blobs here. And actually, they lost a ton of troops right here. That was a great Katusha barrage from Nick. Let's see how many kills that guy got. 0? Something hit right here and killed a lot of these men here. Anyway, I had a unit on attack mode for some reason, and they're all the way up here. And I was like, why do I have a unit all the way up here? But guess what? I can shoot the retreating units. And I try to do that, and I managed to actually wipe out a Vet 2 squad, and almost wipe out a Vet 1 squad. And I see another Vet 2 squad here. I'm like, hello, 5 squads. And I get a little more batteries, so now I can go capture this point again. Anyway, they're trying to do anything they can to flank around. And I just like, whoa, look at how far that tree just got blown away there. Anyway, I don't know what they're doing here, but they got to be careful with this guy. He's Vet 2. He's got 13 kills already. He's doing an excellent job. I really like this pack howitzer. It's a great tool the U.S. has. Great for support fire. And I said, how do they get through my barbed wire? I'm an idiot. Like, of course they can cut through your barbed wire. It's not going to, like, wall off the map. It's not like the old OKW razor wire that would reinforce steel barricade, that's what they called it. That would just not let, you know, that would basically let the enemy, they couldn't break it down, let's say, at a heavy vehicle. And that was kind of overpowered. I'm trying to help out on this side. I see a Panther, and I'm like, I'm coming to help. Now, the problem is this Sherman is definitely on AP. But he's got to be a little careful here. I'm going on to just focus on tanks here, and my Jackson's following him up. He actually got behind the building, which is really smart, because now my own tanks... I mean, he's in an alleyway here, let's just be honest. And then through, that was a great shot. Between these little fuel things and a little house right here. So I don't know what he's doing that Puma, but he's not going to skirmish very effectively. So the Panther's almost dead at this point. These guys are forced to like pull back or like get killed. And then the Stug is back here trying to get repaired. Now there's like 3 of them on this side again. I've taken the VPs. Now we have 3 victory points. They're really hurting on VPs at this point. But you can see the blob of OKW guys with the Panzer Strikes is back. There are 2 blobs. There's the pink blob and the red blob. And the red blob right here is currently operating. The other one's getting reinforced. But look at the US infantry with light machine guns. They're just tearing up these blobs here. And wiping units out, which is really important. And they have a Stuka right here. And considering their close support is this Panther, it's not really going to help you that much. Anyway, I pull my tanks back to just get repaired here. I've kind of set up my captain likes shade, so there's a major. My major likes the shade of the house here, so that's why he's set up there. That's why he's set up there. Now, the problem about this is enemy artillery is a great target. For you, my opponents will see this artillery and want to target this area, so I'm going to actually move my captain in a little bit here. And I have my infantry kind of taking some shots. I'm hiding from this awesome one here, behind this building. But then I see the Yog Panzer, and I'm like, okay, might as well hit that. That just damages his engine here. I figure, okay, maybe I can be sneaky. Maybe I'll damage his engine, and then maybe move up my AT. Actually, I was trying to hit him with the pack Howitzer. Still has 13 kills. That is some good accuracy. And that is a great shell, actually. Anyway, they have Stugs, and they're still making awesome. They have a lot of artillery here, and not very much armor to stop us. Anyway, the blob is back. Somewhat, and they're taking back this position, but that's okay. It's just a harassment thing anyway. The main force over here. Because I've actually kind of built some of these tank traps here. I need to kind of focus on the barbed wire. I'm really kind of focusing more on the left side here and gathering up my forces and repairing tanks and stuff than messing around with the barbed wire fortifications on this side, because they can always just flank around. Anyway, they're making another armored push along here, and the Sugasabu's actually devastated Nick's lines here, and he has no like conscripts to like reinforce. IS-2 is almost dead actually. Looks like I got hit by something. Maybe the Stuka or those Vet 3 guys here. But yeah, they come right through the gap here, and I feel like I'm playing, you know, a match like enemy at the gates, or not enemy at the gates. I just feel like there's like the floodgates got open. They just keep coming through, and even though how many times I like repair the flood, they just keep coming through. How many times I repair the hole in the wall? The water just keeps coming in. But this artillery has 15 kills now. It's pretty decent. I gotta be careful because I have my armor here, and I know they have their own armor here, and I just gotta be careful because they have, look at this AT trap here. Like they have 2 AT guns just sitting there waiting for one of our tanks to try to do what I did with my Jackson earlier and take out all their vehicles. Now you can see that this Sherman's probably gonna die, but that's okay. I move my Jackson up. I see the Panther's armor exposed, and my guy misses. Now I know there's smoke there, but he has rear armor, so that was like the perfect target. And now I can't see his Panther. Anyway, so Blob Part 2 is coming in. I just have my troops here. Yeah, I wish I had like a S minefield, but what are the Americans, obviously. And that's just going to start wiping out their troops here. They're down to 100 points, and my infantry can just keep holding this. And yeah, he died. From the mortar, actually. And I have my own artillery. I pushed a little bit more over to this side here to start pounding their positions. And yeah, it's just devastating. We can just call on the artillery and push them back that way. And Lipton has very veteran troops here. The U.S. is one of his best factions, probably. I'm not sure what my best faction is. I think I'm pretty decent with the U.S. You guys can criticize if you want about the U.S. What do you guys think my best faction is? I definitely think United States is probably the best one. For the Allies, at least. I think I'm better with the United States than the Russians, necessarily. But probably, I'd say my weakness is probably the OKW. I pretty much played the least amount of time with them. Because they're more of a supporting nation. They're not really the main kind of strike force. Look at this blob here, like, jeez. Anyway, I'm finally like, I'm like, okay guys, let's repair, let's make sure this is completely closed off now. Anyway, I have more troops that are going to come harass this point here, because they keep leaving completely undefended. So if they take that point, I'll take the other one. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Faction, you guys have probably seen a decent number of my videos. Let me know what you think. Very curious to see what you guys think. What my best faction is overall. I don't think I'm better with the Bearmoth than the OKW. Anyway, I'm totally happy if that Panther wants to fight me. No worries there at all. These guys are negative cover here. You can see 2 guys floating in the river there. They've actually captured the river here. So I'm just going to push on back in. I've actually reset up my position. I had my position set up originally around here, and then I'm like, oh gosh, 2 of our forces are stuck right here. And you can see I actually wiped out another force here. Another couple squads. You can see the artillery support. This thing fires fast, and it's quite deadly. Fires very high explosives. I actually managed to hit his rear armor here. And I'm like, okay. I was waiting until he kind of peeked around so I could actually shoot his armor. Because I know I can hit his side armor here, which I managed to do. Rear armor hit. I gotta be careful with my Jackson. I see that AT. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lose another Jackson to a weak tank. So I gotta be a little careful. I need some infantry support. And look at what my tank is doing. You call this maneuvering? Anyway, the Panther is just having a lot of trouble on this side over here. And I'm getting hit by these darn ATs. And I don't know what my tank was doing right here. His rear armor exposed to the enemy, and he's gonna probably die there, which he does. And I have 1 tank back in reserve here, but I need to get my tanks over here. My tank is extremely hurt right now, though. And they almost actually wiped out my tank here. Because the Panther's right here. I gotta turn my tank here. I have my captain that needs to be reinforced. And I'm like, okay, now he's having pathfinding trouble. There you go. That's karma. I actually lose my other tank. I'll go out of control. This is really bad. I've lost 2/3 of my tank force right here. And their Panther is now Vet 2 and OK. So I'm in trouble here. I got enough fuel. I got enough manpower to make another Jackson here. But I don't give up that easily. We're going to actually kill some more troops here. He's going to run. I'm like, okay, Nick, be a little careful with your rockets coming down. And I brought my AT up here. This is actually just an attack order by accident. And with this and my Easy 8, I don't have all my... Keep in mind, my armor force isn't dead. Lucky first shot destroys his main... gun there. And that actually gets abandoned. And now I'm going after the Stug, and we're actually going to destroy the Stug. So, forces have turned against the orange player here, and the purple player still has his tank back there. But they keep trying to take this point here, and I keep harassing them, so they don't even have 1 point often. They're often only having 1. Look at that Stugastufus. That actually almost killed both my squads there, including my AT guns. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna retreat and pull on back. But we only have 21 points here, so we just hold the center. We'll win this. Like, it wasn't too hard a match so far. But I think what definitely won us this game was we were able to keep our armor alive, minus my mistake there. They put so much fuel into the lighter vehicles, the Stugs, the half-tracks, Stugastufus, that's okay. But they had no real tanks. They had a couple Yog, like 2 or 3 Yog Panthers and a Panther. That's it against our armored force, the Soviets here, you know? And my dumb Jags, which will forever be in that river. Now they tried to counter us with the AT, right? The Panzer tracks. But overall, it wasn't going to actually help them as much. And the Shermans are great against the blobs. Anyway, I see that Stug there, and I'm like, if he wants to go, fine. Now I'm going to move my ambulance up to reinforce. I'm trying to keep this guy alive. 22 kills on this gun so far. But he became the direct target. Great strike from them. Wiped out my Vet 3 tank. It wiped out... Sorry, it wiped out my Vet 3 pack house. It wiped out my ambulance again, and it wiped out my AT. So it was an excellent strike. A little too late, though. And now they're shooting over here, and I'm like, okay, I have a Jackson. And by the way, my tank is right here I can hop into. It is pretty good at sniping, though. I can't actually see him for some reason. But I'm ready to go. I'm like, let's do this. Hit him with the Panzer Strike. Sorry, hit him with the bazooka, and then he's done. But a bazooka bounces off as typical. And Panzer IV comes out here. That is devastating. But I can snipe him and kind of flank around him. If he tries to move forward, I can hit him there. So we're down to 18 points. They've managed to neutralize this position over here, but Nick is just IS-2 here. The SU-85s are pretty dangerous. I actually have a squad back here that needs to be reinforced. I promise I'm drawing my reinforcements here, and I have no ambulance. I'm like, okay, I'll just reinforce off of his ambulance right there, but not good. They're starting to get whatever. They're throwing whatever they have at us at this point. And overall, they have a lot more to throw at us. And they're flanking us here. I have my rear echelon up here. That's how desperate I'm getting. And these guys are not going to do anything against these Obersodan. And the Panzer IV is going to come up again, but I have my 2 tanks here. This is a foolish attack. But he's only infantry support, so I guess I can see why I did that. And I'm going to get back. I'm like, okay. I managed to wipe that out, and I got to pull back. And then the Stuke starts flanking me here, so lost another vehicle. My guys actually went flying out of their tank and exploded pretty much. But I see he's going to go up to Nick's Kadusha. I'm like, Nick! So his Stuke is going to die. Jeez. Oh boy. His Stuke just died there. And we're taking back this point. And they can lock this down. That's fine. Guess what? The victory points on both sides of the map are the same value. By the way, Stuke's Fuse is excellent to have on this map if the enemy likes to garrison buildings. But yeah, they're starting to make a little bit of a push here. And artillery's going down. I'm forcing back their AT, so you can just retreat, which is a nice feature for that unit. Gotta be careful my men don't get killed, though. So I think Lipton's actually going to go secure the victory point on that right side. They're down to 18 points. And their troops are... They have enough troops to maybe fight off Lipton's force here. But we should have taken that earlier if we're going to take that other side here. Look at that, just completely slaughtering the OKW forces there. Just have to be careful as Lieutenant, though, Vet 3. And I'm sending some troops over here. I'm like, let's just go take this. Let's win this match here. We're at 36 minutes. So we overall didn't kill all their enemy armor so far, but they're not going to pull out anything that's going to scare us except a, oh boy, my favorite vehicle in the game now to go against the Storm Tiger. This scares me as the United States because it can one-shot Easy 8. And Easy 8 is not an easy vehicle to kill. And I'm pushing them back in the center a little bit. They now have a Vet 5. They have 2 Vet 5 Volks. And I have the AT here. And I'm just going to secure this. I have multiple units inbound and we have the armor support here. So as long as we hold the center, we should be fine. And I have some infantry around here. We do have a Priest and I have my Vet 2 tank. I also have another Jackson coming out. Gotta love the Jackson tank destroyer. Anyway, I said, you know, I get the munitions, but screw it. We're going out right after this, and I'll have enough armor support from Lipton here to secure it. Now we just have to make sure they don't take over this point right here. And I have the infantry to do that, but I gotta be very careful with this Storm Tiger here. Because that could easily one-shot. And I see that, and I'm like, oh boy. Actually, I did not see that at that point. I was focused on this side here. But yeah, wiped out a squad there. The Stuke comes down, so mass artillery. You see that? It wiped out 3 men in the crew out of 4, and the one guy went to go rear man it, and the other thing came down there. Anyway, they're throwing the blob at us right here. Which is really bad, because thankfully they have no health because they went through all this white phosphorus, and the rockets are just doing a ton of damage to these guys. He's going to pull back and reload here. It takes like a minute to reload on that guy, so that's his weakness. And these guys come on in here. They're going to take some rear armor shots here, but they should be able to kill whatever infantry's left here. And I'm going to have my rear echelon take this point. So yeah, devastating against his infantry here, his infantry blob. And he's getting shot by this guy, but he's just kind of outflank him. He has no turret, but he's not shooting. He's switching over to AP here. But he's going to just pop smoke and get back. I try to move my guys up to kind of shoot at his Stuke so he doesn't lose his tanks here, because this game go on for a little bit longer though. I've seen people, you know, they're pushing us really hard on this side. Anyway, my Sherman is taking some fire, but I managed to capture this. I have an AT out here also, so if that Storm Tiger wants to mess with me again, I'll be ready. But Nick is getting pushed back here really badly. And I see this at this moment, and I'm going to start sending some of my tanks around to help Nick as my infantry get wiped out. And they're going, everything's going after his IS-2 here. And they're actually not going to be able to get it, it seems like. The shell just bounced off. And he's really close to us, and he gets actually taken out by, looks like the IS-2 took him out. Or my AT. Probably not my AT, yeah. Blizzard 2 tank did a lot of damage. It got 5 vehicles killed, and again, our opponents, they were respectful. They were nice guys, and actually making a push in the end there. Thankfully, we won on VPs there, but I think with the armor we had, we probably could have been able to take out what was left of the armor company here, and then yeah, Annihilation games would take too long on this game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. God from T21, sign up. See you in the next episode.